Yeah.
It's needed.
Okay, great. Quick one. We switched to the Erik Ten Hag. Manchester United losing at home yesterday against Crystal Palace. That makes it a four games. They've lost 4 games now out of 7. Similar to last season. I think they lost 4 games at the beginning of the first 7 games. I don't know. Jigbo is the Manchester United fan here. But can we say we saw Erik Ten Hag out trending yesterday on socials, most especially on X. I don't know why I still keep calling it Twitter. I need to blend with the trend on X. Erik Ten Hag out. Jigbo, you're the Manchester United fan here. Is Erik Ten Hag out of his depth?
Oh, okay, so I wanted to be sure what you meant by out of depth there. Is he out of his depth? I wouldn't say yes. Why? He's not the one playing the football. Actually, guys, the lads.
Boys, what I'll take the boot.
That's it. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I've tried to explain, or I've tried to tell people this until the board and the players are also held accountable. So firing coaches will not be a silver bullet for success. It won't happen that way. So, for example, like I think I mentioned at the start that Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford have been neither here or there. Basically, Rashford in particular. But there's this Jadon Sancho that is being punished for not doing well enough in training. And one of my guys raised it up. He said, does it mean that Rashford is doing enough in training? I'm like, yeah, he might be doing enough in training and not do enough on the pitch on
pitch.
On match day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not making an excuse for Ten Hag. Well, I just think some of the players need to step up. It's been one injury or the other basically to the team. For example, no left back available as at yesterday's game. Shaw injured, Regulion injured. Malaysia has been injured since start of the season. Amrabat had to step in. Then I think Amrabat too yesterday he was doing too much because he was trying to fill in midfield and also do the left back bit of it. I'm not blaming him; he did a good job. It was obvious that there was a bit of pressure on him to perform. But was Ten Hag backed in the summer? I'll say maybe, just maybe, because a few of the players that I highlighted that he wanted came in, if not all, but if you at least to a large extent. I think he wanted Højlund, he got him. He wanted Amrabat, he's gotten him. He wanted Onana. Now, Onana is another case to be studied. Yeah. He's not a bad goalkeeper.
Onana seems to be giving us memes, man.
Yeah. But
Premium memes.
But objectively,
On point.
I think Onana, I've only been able to blame Onana once since his acquisition, and it was the goal against Bayern, the first goal against Bayern. If you look at it, all the goals that he conceded are probably something he couldn't have been able to save. Really, his defense was exposed. But Ten Hag needs to be firm. I don't see a reason why he didn't start Hannibal yesterday. I don't see a reason why he didn't start Garnacho yesterday. Even though a lot of people have been saying Garnacho is always best coming off from the bench. But if you look at Rashford loses the ball too often. He doesn't pass the ball. And when he loses the ball, he walks.
But Dikwa, sorry to cut you. Is it not the responsibility of the manager? Because you said it. If things are not happening, the manager gets the bullets, not the players.
Yes.
Should it? Because if you said he wasn't backed, but he brought in some bodies into the squad in the summer.
I said he was backed, or maybe he wasn't backed to that level that he would have wanted to. But it won't do Rashford's job for him. Now Rashford's work is a wing, or he played as a winger. His work is to put the ball in the middle for Højlund to score now, not cut and cut out of the game. Garnacho had more take-ons coming on in that game than Rashford did the entire time he spent on that pitch. So, like Bokwe said, KDB was doing senior man on the pitch last season. Rashford has started his own senior man, but he's doing it in a very horrible way that you can't even say you can't even lay claim to it as Rashford has had a decent game this season. So
KDB had bragging rights because he had enough security behind him. Rashford literally doesn't have nothing, but he's still for me Superman. I don't know why. If you ask me, if you compare KDB and
Bruno Fernandes has bragging rights, but it's particularly not been great this season too.
literally there's no right to brag.
Precursor to that game, the EFL, Rashford and Bruno didn't start. Did they start?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I said why I'm still wondering why
they played well
yesterday.
They
They jammed. They scored the most goals. Okay, they tied up with the most goals scored this season. 3 against Bayern, 3 against Crystal Palace. Okay, and 3 against Nottingham Forest. I'm not saying you shouldn't start with Bruno Fernandes, but I think if you have started the Hannibal guy that was all over the pitch or has been all over the pitch anytime he's come on, anytime he's worn the jersey. So Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford are currently Manchester United's problem. It might get better. I'm not. It's a marathon. 7 games gone. We have 31 to go. But top 4 might elude Manchester United this season. They've lost 4 games already.
But this was how it started last season. Similar to last season. Come on, and they still made the top 4.
Tottenham, look at what Tottenham is doing now. Tottenham was amongst the teams that dropped out of the top 4. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool are amongst the teams that dropped out of the top 4. So those guys are replacing Manchester United basically.
I still have my reservation on that Tottenham. I know you could say I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't like them, definitely. But Tottenham that I saw yesterday, a 9-man Liverpool, rather, it was hard to break down.
Liverpool has done that, but they've got a record in every game. They've always come back. It was just yesterday that
you know one thing about EPL. One thing about EPL, they find you out. Ange Postecoglou, a new guy. People have not really read him, but what I saw yesterday, I know I don't have a FIFA badge in football management. All I just saw was him trying to go to the wings and trying to recycle the ball, try to do the square play thing where you cross in from the side. That was what they were doing. There was no take on yesterday, even despite Liverpool being one man down. From the middle, there was nothing. They were just taking it to the side and bringing it back. And if Liverpool were to be 11, if it were to be a completed Liverpool side, Liverpool would have won that game easy.
Well, I'm not arguing that. What I'm telling you, as we currently speak, Tottenham are a better side than Manchester United.
Yeah, true.
Not lost the game this season, and it is the points that you can see that you call your own. The ones where we never collect, make it still there. So right now, Manchester United is not a team to fear at the moment, and the teams that dropped out of the top 4 last season are currently occupying the place. Arsenal topped the league for most of the season last season and they didn't drop. What makes us think that Liverpool will want to come out, leave the top 4 going forward? It might be difficult. And look at Liverpool, for example, Van Dijk went on a 3-game ban. They were still winning games. Yeah, and these were games that they could hardly win last season.
But Liverpool as well, they have their own case because they've not been dominant. If you look at all the games they played, they've not been dominant. Let's be truthful. Especially against Wolves.
I think that's whatever United is doing. 3 points for me,
yeah,
bro.
I know the W is key, man. But, so in this case, Okpe and Chimamaka, just to round up, because we have less time. Jikwa said he doesn't think he's out of debt. But with looking at what we have now, what's the solution for Erik ten Hag? Because pressure, like I said, pressure made him say what he wasn't supposed to say at that press conference when he lost to Arsenal, throwing Jadon Sancho under the bus, because ideally that shouldn't have happened. You know, my own conspiracy theory concerning that issue was if Manchester United had taken a point or taken 3 points from that Arsenal game, and he was asked about Jadon Sancho, and he said that about Jadon Sancho. Nobody's going to blow it out of proportion. But the reason why that thing was blown out of proportion was because Manchester United lost. And now pressure. The pressure is on Erik Ten Hag. Like for me, I feel with all the caliber players he has, I know injuries here and there, you should be able to imbibe your philosophy, in that your imprint, and I'm not seeing it as what's the word, from the outside perspective. I know I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I am not seeing it. So, Ogba, starting with you, just because of time, what's your take on Erik Ten Hag?
I don't like Ten Hag's methods. I don't like the way he's a narcissist. So I don't like the way he would come to the media and tell the media. Okay, so there's a textbook for managers.
Could it be because of the culture of the Dutch? You know, they are straight.
Yes,
they don't know how
that's
to.
the way Dutch managers are. If we're being fair, that's the way Dutch managers are. The same thing with Koeman, the same thing with Van Gaal. But I don't think Van Nistelrooy, he's not in that line. Maybe Van Nistelrooy is of a different generation compared to those three, you know. But I don't like Ten Hag's method. He tells the media, like he's been media trained, first of all. It's clear. So he tells the media what he wants them to hear. Or rather, he says the same things. But behind closed doors, a whole lot more is happening. We've seen the way Ronaldo was booted out. We've seen the way De Gea was booted out. Now it seems like there's no turning point back for Sancho. Although the Sancho situation is a bit different because we know that Sancho himself could also have some issues. But then when a player comes out with voice and reflex to say that's not what is happening, then there's more to it. So personally, I don't like Ten Hag's methods. However, if we're talking based on football alone, first of all, they have injury issues. That's the first thing. Second of all, players like Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, personally, if I was a manager, they would not be playing for me. Marcus Rashford has been playing the same way for the past 4 years, and he's 25 years old right now. There has been no improvement on his game. I do see what some other people don't see. I do see a Marcus Rashford that has decided to carry the club on his back. However, if you do decide to carry the club on your back, he's not doing it the right way. Okay, you can't play as a 9 because you are mobile, right? You don't like to stay in one position, you roam around. Now you are a winger. You can't successfully take on your man and you can't successfully assist. There have been so many situations where you just expect Rashford to square, play the ball, or play your teammates through on goal, and he just takes a very flimsy shot on goal and he hits the defender. It's not even on target. That is the problem. My problem with Bruno whines too much. I've heard the excuse that, he's a very emotional person and whatever. But honestly, I play football frequently and I don't like teammates who just talk all the time. You don't need to talk all the time when things don't go your way. It is not necessary. And how can that be my captain? How can you be my captain and you're the biggest moaner on the pitch? There's a clip online where Sancho is actually talking to Bruno and he says, Bruno, stop moaning. It's annoying. So, and that's not the type of player you want around young players like Hannibal and Garnacho. Garnacho still needs some improvement, but I believe he deserves a place in that matter and everything. He shouldn't be starting. Where would the other players find their position? I don't know. I believe some players need to step up, and Ten Hag needs to be more honest with certain players. Because a player arrives early for training and is doing the right things according to your rules, doesn't automatically qualify them to start in your team as far as I'm concerned. You need to get results. And if you keep saying it's your way or the highway, you're not going to be successful. Not at Manchester United. But on the final note, as we've seen on track record, United does not get rid of managers immediately. So Ten Hag will be given time. He will most likely rot in the team and they will start another rebuild again.
Chimamaka, Erik Ten Hag.
Yeah, in addition to what the player said, well, I believe Ten Hag's problem is not just his problem. He needs to sort out his team, actually. He would keep having the same problems, even if he buys 3, 4, 5 more players, truthfully. First, he needs to set aside the so-called Dutch narrative. We know he's media trained, no problem. But you shouldn't be shrewd to some decisions, or you should actually lighten up a little, in my opinion. because I believe lighting up a little, you can warm up to your players. They can literally come through for you. They will come in and play well for you. Now, what I see in Manchester United team, excluding the manager, I see, I wouldn't call it a total disorganization. First, as Okwe stated earlier, Bruno Fernandes is too emotional to be a captain. He whine so much to players who are trying to learn the game of football. They don't learn. Bruno Fernandes plays the game like he doesn't make a mistake. At the end, he makes most of the mistakes. So I think they need to get a balance in that thing. Talking about Rashford going forward, yeah, Rashford is mobile, but he's not getting it. The team needs to sit down and talk to themselves. That team is the same team that qualified for Champions League last season. They just added a few more players. So I don't see why they will be having this kind of problem. For me, I believe there should be. I
feel if a manager like Pep Guardiola or a manager like Klopp handles Rashford. No, Rashford in particular. Rashford in particular, if a manager like Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola handles him, we'll see a different beast. So it still points to Erik ten Hag for me, in my own opinion, and it stands to be corrected.
No, it's not just Erik ten Hag. When it comes to, if you mention any other player, I might agree with you. Not Rashford. Rashford has played the same way since Jose Mourinho brought him on. He has not played anything different. The same Rashford talking about from his debut with Jose Mourinho as the manager, nothing has changed in football. In fact, what has changed? Okay, Vanga, what has changed with Rashford is the fact that he doesn't beat his defenders again. That's what has changed. So he has worsened up. He has not improved. I've not seen an improvement. If you put Rashford on the right, it's the same thing. Place him on the left is the same thing. That guy needs to see a psychologist to warm him up, as in bring him back to what he's supposed to be. No, we enjoyed Rashford when he was younger.
So are you saying this doesn't have anything in relation to Erik ten Hag?
Well, ten Hag has his problems, but singling out Rashford for this praise that you are giving him, I'm sorry. Every other manager who brings him in, he's just like a Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish left from Aston Villa, where he was doing well, and he came to Manchester City. Well, I won't say he's doing exceptionally well or he's doing better than he was doing in Aston Villa. No, I won't say that. Are you getting me? Now, I don't think it's the Guardiola effect. It's the player effect. I preferred a Grealish who played for Aston Villa than a Jack Grealish that is playing for a much more organized Manchester City. Yeah. So if Manchester City was a disorganized team, you'll be scared for Grealish because you would cost him every game. I don't know if you understand. So that's the problem that that's the advantage that Grealish has over a Rashford. Rashford's game has not improved. Let's tell ourselves the truth. His game has not improved a bit. Dikpo, I stand to be corrected. You are a Manchester United fan. You watch more of Manchester United than myself. So if he has done anything better, he has improved in the last 5 years. Please state it out. We are online. Just tell me that he has done something better. But for me, I still stand on it. He has not improved.
He scored 30 goals last season.
It single-handedly helped Manchester United last season, of course, for Champions League and also winning the Carabao Cup.
But is this? Well, he played
better going forward. He's not been able to match up quarter of what he did last season. But maybe we are waiting for November as he started last season. He started banging in goals till he made 30. But now Rashford is a problem. It's a United problem.
Well, he just needs to improve his gameplay. If he banged in 30 goals last season, we thank God he did that. But the truth is, if he banged in 30 goals with this same team, 30 goals last season, just a little tweak here and there, a little change of player here and there. This same team that he banged in 30 goals last season is now becoming a problem for you for this season. Then Rashford needs to work on himself. Leave Ten Hag. Ten Hag has no problem. There's a team problem. There's a Rashford problem. So everybody should go and sort their problems out.
Just 7 games into the season and 31 games to go. Champions League, Manchester United 2 in the Champions League, away or home? Digbo? Manchester United. They're playing away. Okay, at home.
We're playing at home.
They're playing at home.
Please, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the notification button, subscribe, and also please us. You can help the channel grow. We want to get back to the way we used to be before. This is Footy with Let's Talk Football episode or session, and we love talking football on this platform. Like you can see the bosses I have around me. and we're trying to grow the channel. Please help us out, in subscribing, share this video, like this video, and also help us grow our social media platform. We're on Instagram, and also we're on X. I got that. We're on X as well. Follow us for more content, and also we can get more to do more on this. It's been nice doing this with you guys. Thank you very much, and we hope to meet another time. God bless.
Cheers, guys.